welcome. I am very happy to have you here with me. So let's see what is in the ether, what you need more information, guidance, and clarity on at this time. Divine, may we have the three best cards to describe the energy of what we need to talk about. Three best cards, please. We got four. I'm going to take them. All right, so anxiety. You are afraid to get close to someone. They are seared to or scared to. Lord, looked like an E for a minute. Scared to. Give them a chance. And giving too much, you are depleted because you give too much. You need balance. You need a balance of give and take. Being guarded, you are lonely because you are so aloof. Trust others and let them into your heart, and then losing yourself. You feel lost in your partner. It's okay to be yourself and have your own life too. Well, you're feeling trapped inside of a romantic sort of prison, and the prison is the relationship. Theoretically speaking, figuratively speaking. Okay. And you realize that this gilded cage. There we go. Wow, as beautiful as it is, you also are relegated to the rules that must happen inside the cage. There's this anxiety here. You're afraid to get close to someone. They are scared to give them a chance, which is saying that you probably are approaching the relationship in the perfect partner place of where you want to do everything in a light that makes you look like you're the perfect partner for this person and vice versa. And the anxiety comes in him having a misstep or saying something that is the truth of what you really feel and not what you think they want to hear. And so now there's a lot of anxiety built up around that because you're not quite sure of you're exhausted by carrying on that perfect partner energy. You're exhausted by it because you find it's not sustainable long term. And now there's this anxiety around not living up to the expectations or the level of expectations that you've now set as the baseline for the relationship. Everything is always okay. Everything is always good. Everything is always doable. Everything is always acceptable type of energy, pretty much within, logical reason, right? And then we have the giving too much. That ties into that. At the center, you have being guarded and losing yourself. So you're being guarded in the sense that you don't want to reveal what you think is unattractive to your partner. And it feels like this may be baggage that you're both carrying because they're more than likely doing the same thing because we're ebbing and flowing here. So in the relationship as a whole, being guarded with each other is not an unwillingness to really show your true face. That which means the vulnerability, the anxieties, the insecurities, things of that nature. You want to appear as this person that is again a highly desired partner. Like you want to create this value, and honestly, the value of something often rests in the flaws with something, right? So in spite of this flaw that is perceived, all of this is what this person or this thing is capable of doing and being and becoming, right? And it actually will be like, wow, okay, you know what I mean, versus you trying to, like, let's put that to the side. Let's not worry about the foundation of why I got this get up and go about myself. Let's just focus on get up and go. And then that could be tiring because if you don't know why that push is there, it could look very different depending on the situation. Losing yourself is just what was described as well, energy of trying to be this super human version of yourself that never gets tired, that never says the wrong thing, that never misses an appointment or an opportunity to serve or be of service. Like, but at the same time, there's a time of where if you're always in service to the relationship, if you're always in service to each other, the most important person that's making those two things go is not being served at all. And that may be where you are. Hence the gilded cage thing of being like, it's beautiful, but I'm caged and trapped by certain aspects of how we are relating to each other. Okay. So let's get some details. Deep breath, darling. Open mind, open heart. See what the divine needs you to know. Divine, when we have 10 best cards, describing the energy, more detailed energy of what we need to talk about. All right, so the Magician in the reverse, starting out, is where things kind of shifted to it not being as above, so below, meaning what's the truth of what you need and what you want, and then figuring out the best way to communicate that to your partner in a manner which that propels you guys forward, or if not propel you forward, at least it brings up a healthy discussion to create a dialogue about what you'll need moving forward, and then that opens up the ground to cooperate and collaborate and negotiate a positive outcome for everybody involved, so everybody gets their needs met. It does take work. It does take more time. It's not something that's automatic. And but the thing is, as with most things, the more practice that you have with the deliberate intention of getting better at being a partner in any type of relationship, you'll find that you learn quick routes to get to a place of resolution over time, because you can assess the situation pretty quickly because you're looking at things differently, not just through an emotional lens, but through a lens that actually makes sense for what can be done between the two of you all and what you can successfully accomplish together, right? So the Wheel of Fortune being here with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is where you're thinking you're both waiting for this opportunity for things to swing around again, and that there'll be some open door that you guys are both want to go through at the same time. Instead of working to create that doorway, that path, you got to build it. You're leaving it up to chance, and the fortune may be for you and not for your partner, or vice versa. So, but there is going to be an opportunity for you to recognize a great opportunity to begin to build that bridge or build that door. The Three of Pentacles in reverse right now is where, I mean, you're both probably a little bit sat down a little bit about it, because it's just a lot of anxiety going on right now. You both are very silent in the relationship. You both want to be with each other, and it's not a lot of like crazy chaotic energy out here, or even at the start it was just two people really wanting to be perfect for one another, which again, you know how perfect something is for you because of the flaws that it has too. That in spite of this thing, they still do X, Y, Z, even though there's no earthly reason why they should be behaving that way, other than they've disciplined themselves to know the difference. And so, and the benefits of doing something for themselves and for the person that they're in connection with that thing. So this Three of Pentacles, this Ten of Pentacles, and this Four of Wands is like this energy is on hold. You guys are not cooperating right now. There is, because of the fact that you're not talking about what needs to happen, and it could be because you're not quite clear that it's really not the relationship per se. It's the way that you all have set up expectations in the relationship. It's not the two of you, it's the way that you've set expectations of each other in the relationship. And it brings on this space of where you can't, to not stay in line with that makes it seem like, you're not, you out here messing up. You wouldn't be able to take it. You'd be like, it's like an overachiever energy, really. That kid that always has to have straight A's. A minus is like, might as well be an F, like that kind of energy. And it also shows how important it is, but that you're also pedestalizing the relationship, which is a dangerous place to be at all. Because eventually, as tall as that pedestal will be, you might fall. It becomes unstable, wins, and then you shake, and then boom, you crack like an egg, like Humpty Dumpty. because it's fragile. So we got to make it realistic. Okay? Something that you both can sustain with the same level of grace and love and respect and responsibility, communication, or da 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 da. All of that there. It's just, this is me though. Like for real. Six of Wands in reverse, Eight of Wands in reverse. I mean, delayed victory simply because you're conning yourselves. You're both a little bit weary and tired of keeping up this perfection in the relationship. It's just you're weary of it. Eight of Wands, you're not really talking about it because it would seem like this is crazy for me to say. It's too hard for me to be perfect for you. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like you, yeah, it would be hard to say. So you're not saying it, but yet divine is creating an opportunity for you to understand that if you don't say it, you're gonna drown in this, and then the tides are gonna turn as they always do. The Three of Pentacles, the King of Wands. I mean, there's a lot of like actionable energy, but also a lot of stubbornness. Let's look how the king is like 1 foot ready to go out and pounce. This hand is balled up, like jagged rock and everything. Is like, don't want to be. It's like I don't get too close. I don't want you to see all of that. Don't make me have to. There's an aggressiveness to the energy, an aggressive need to not be seen. Aggressive need for the flaws not to be seen. King of Swords is here. And this feels like you, and this feels like the energy of your person, of where they're more settled into their mask in a way. Like they're unbothered a lot. A lot of things that, and that's probably one of the reasons, since you're so fiery and this person is more, adaptable and really like can float around an idea and not be a huge issue, and you're more passionate and direct, you're both trying to like kind of mirror image each other in a way of showing this person's trying to show enough passion and get up and go, where they're more of the thinker through things and they can talk their way out of things. You more act out of things and be like, don't even try me type of thing. So there's also that of where you're trying to become more gentle in your approach, and this person is trying to become more aggressive in theirs. However, Page of Wands is where you come together and you don't try to be each other. You try to integrate each other, to interlock it. And what a hell of a weave that would be. Quite strong. Because it's like, I really want to act on this, and this person can say like, well, let's think it through. Like, I'm 100% with you. We can go throw a Molotov cocktail in this person's car and burn it up. 100% slash the tires. Yep. I mean, this motherfucker deserves that. Absolutely. Absolutely. But instead of this person trying to get in the car and drive you there and do all of that, they can then begin to say, but hold on, because they know that they have the proper influence with you and they're not trying to manipulate it. They can say, that's cool, but let's talk about, because they're the after person. You're the before, they're the after. So they're going to talk about the afterlife. But the after effects would be, what if we get caught? There's charges that could come up. And even if if they drop charges, the state could still charge out shit. Then you got the damage and destruction of property. You got to pay for that. You got to go. It's just a lot. Missed work, court cases. All in all, it's just an unpeaceful situation. Let's take a minute. And if you still feel like we need to rat on this person, let's do it tomorrow. Because they know that'll allow you to process your feelings. They said you write it how you feel, but let's give it 24 hours before we get out there and make some decisions. It's going to make some, some bad situations go off. And vice versa. Give an example. When this person is sitting down a little too much, taking too much shit, like, no, you need to clap back at that. Now, you need to do it your way, but, you keep letting this person kind of like come at you and you not saying nothing to them. And you trying to take the high road and they go low, you go high, understood. But sometimes you got to meet these motherfuckers in the middle and be like, hey, look, let's talk about it. Because I'm cool with us not liking each other, but we don't want to be enemies. That's a whole different situation. And look that mother trucker dead in their eye, let them know. I'm cool with us not liking each other. That's never going to bother me. But us being enemies, that means I got to keep an eye on you. If I got to keep an eye on you, that means I'm going to have to be in position to handle you. And I don't want us to get to that place. See, that's how This person will come in and check the gate. You ain't gotta come at them, smack them outside the head. I will beat the bitch ass, but you do it your way. But you know what I'm saying? That's where y'all need to get with this Page of Wands here. Cooperate, collaborate, negotiate, integrate. All right, so let's see steps towards resolutions. So all of these in reverse are saying the first steps towards a resolution is introspection. For you to get centered in all of these energies, the high priestess needs to come into man. It needs to be and be listened to. There have been certain things that you've done along the route that the divine may have said to you that that's not really necessary. You don't really have to do all of that. Da 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 da. And you may have just ignored that as some type of something that you didn't want to hear at the time, and you went ahead and did things. This needs to be managed. You do need to be in constant consultation with the divine in this romantic relationship. Is very powerful. You both have a great deal of influence over each other, so you need to be tapped in with your spiritual center at all times in order to manage that power properly that you have and wield with them. The Queen of Swords in reverse, clarifying this Eight of Wands and this Wheel of Fortune. The Queen of Swords being in reverse is where you need to start thinking on your own more pragmatically in terms of cutting away the emotions of how that is influencing your feelings, and more so understanding the clear facts and being very concise about that. Now you can have your feelings about things as well to see a bit deeper and underneath what would be causing those things, but the first thing or the effects of those things, excuse me. But the first thing we have to deal with is what the facts were that caused the thing. Okay. So that's where the Queen of Swords energy is in reverse. It's also cautioning to watch your tone with others. I don't think this is really about you towards your romantic partner, because again, there's an area of perfectionism there where you want to be perfect partners. So you just drum up the right thing to say. But that energy that you're tamping down or suppressing, it does have to go somewhere, and it may be being spewed on other people because your patience is shorter because of how much you have to siphon off just to be patient enough to do the things that are going against the grain for yourself and what you really want to do with this person when and where you want to do it. So it's probably unraveling elsewhere. So I feel like the divine is like, make sure you take a look and check yourself about how you're responding and interacting with everyone else around you as well, and make sure it's not having this negative ripple effect. And if there is, to correct it. The Sun card being in reverse, clarifying Three of Pentacles to the King of Wands, is to really like get into a space of gratitude and generosity, generous in grace, and patience with yourself. You may be it feels like a very black and white person. Like, well, if it's not going this way, then it's absolutely going the other direction. And it's like, no. With relationships, there's always a space of gray, the shadowy space, and it's foggy a little bit. Yeah, it does, and people don't like being there. But at the same time, I mean, the light always comes, right? And so you have to be able to, smooth seas do not make a great sailor. So you'll have to be a source for your own internal happiness. You need to refill that cup to it so that it's overflowing once again on others in your life, including your partner. And these two energies are interconnected with the High Priestess and the Sun card. You'll get your internal smile back. The Temperance in reverse to the King of Cups. Well, Temperance in reverse with the Ten of Pentacles, King of Swords. You're losing patience with this person's actions in terms of something that stabilizes the relationship. That needs to be addressed quickly, because there's something that you need to say, or the way something's being handled with you all stability. It doesn't necessarily have whatever that equates for you. There's something that is causing you some type of issue with patience with them specifically. You need to address that or figure out what that is. Because it's not good for you. It's stressing you out really, really badly. And it's something about how they're handling something. Now this King of Cups, this Four of Wands, Page of Wands, then King of Cups in reverse. Um, they're unraveling a bit here. Okay, yeah. So this King of Cups in reverse is this person is going to have some sort of emotional outburst regarding the fact of them not knowing that you were holding something back from them in terms of this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, this energy here. But once this conversation happens, it's going to kind of emotionally, you're going to be catapulted forward, like really like quickly. Because it's almost like it's like they're relieving the pressure of what's not being said. I think you guys have imagined that it was going to be something that would do you guys in, but it's not. It's gonna bring forth a lot of relief, a fresh start, and a death to the old ways of how you all are used to being in relationship prior to this one. This may be a first relationship for one of you out of a very serious relationship prior, but you had a significant break between that relationship and this one, and you probably weren't doing too much in that break. You really were just like getting your equilibrium back. And this person, it's interesting, their last relationship may have shattered them in some way. And so this would lead to this perfectionism energy you guys have with each other. So the thing is, you both recognize the quality with each other and the devotion and the need for the commitment and the consistency. But there's still these fears that you guys are bringing in, which is showing up as the perfectionism energy between the two of you, okay? But there's going to be a death to that once this conversation is had here. She'll know what that is, okay? All right, my dear. I hope the session has been of help to you. I appreciate you, and do remember that back then is not now. Always be in harmony with your surroundings. Stay sucker free. Hope to see you again.